Now it's recording.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I am Constance Barnes and I'm the vice.
But what would have stopped them from pulling the trigger for the first time?
I can hear everything, yes.
All right. Okie dokie. So, let's see, meeting started at 7:11. Oscar, our chair, sorry, not board chair, our committee chair is not here tonight, so we will continue with the meeting. We'll go a little bit out of order. Do I need to ask for a resolution to go out of order? I don't know.
I don't need
I do?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All right, I move to go out of order because we have a special guest here tonight and I would love to hear from Mr. Pagan.
Second.
Thank you.
So you want to start?
Thank
Okay,
you so
so
much. Yes.
thank you so much for welcoming us here tonight. I mean, it's a pleasure, we continue working as we did in the past. For those that know who I am, my name is Angel Pagan. And I'm one of the senior compliance advisors for SBS. SBS stands for Department of Small Business Services. I'm here with my colleague, Ben Vasquez. He's one of the new additions to our team now. The new compliance advisor, he's in training. He's gonna talk a little bit about the programs that we offer at SBS. They can be very beneficial, right, to the community here, Community Board 8. And I'm also gonna talk a little bit about NYC Best Team. I guess I was planning early today. NYC, just to give a little quick, review about what NYC Best is all about. We first started in 2016 when MBAT, right, de Blasio was in power. So he came out with an idea to have, an agency with a dedicated group of people, right, to serve the community and expedite permits, make it easy for people to come from other states, right, or people that wanna open business in New York City, to do it easy, right, without following the red tape, sorry. After that, it went to different changes, it went to the Quick Start program. After the Quick Start program, it came down to what it is NYC Best. So NYC Best is one team, right, two different services. One dedicated team will help you guide through the channels, how to connect with city agencies, how to apply for license, how to apply for permits that you need. And if you have either intermediate person into you, between you and the agency, right, just to make sure expedite everything. Now, when it comes to the second tier, which is our team, which is compliance advisors, we actually go to the site. We don't want any business to leave their operation. We come to the site, we do an assessment to make sure that you are in compliance with city rules and regulation. You can avoid fine with the city, you can learn, right, teach your staff how to follow the rules, so to stay in compliance, right? This apply to anyone that wanna do it. Some people, when we first started, it was for new businesses, right? It became so popular, people, they have businesses already, but they have problems, right? Even violations. They said, well, wait a minute, what about us? So we expanded to business that already by an operation. We do yearly walkthroughs just to make sure that there's nothing new, right? That might affect the business. They wanna hear it directly from us, not from people on the street, because people change information very quickly. And sometimes they have violations, they haven't been answered, and we can teach them the way, how to do it properly. How to file in time and final, plan action, action so they can actually do it the right way. That's basically what we do.
Right.
And then, we have other services that Mr. Ben Vasquez is gonna talk to you guys about.
So while NYC Best focuses on compliance related issues for businesses, Small Business Services as a whole has additional resources for the community and business owners to help their business succeed throughout the years. All of these resources are free, such as, I'll give you guys flyers at the end of this,
Please.
but we also have like business courses, legal assistance, training for like onboarding new employees for businesses, recruitment. We are also an additional resource for these businesses, There's also certification for minority businesses. All of this are channels that will help the community grow and the business owners succeed throughout their time here.
And expand and create a bigger workforce. A lot of people have them is, standing like, oh, the city promised a lot of stuff, we're not there to promise anything. We're there to make things, happen by going to the proper channels, right? directed to the, you know, the right agency, right? Maybe a big document can be very difficult for someone, they come from another country, they have the language barriers can be difficult, right?
That's the.
To simplify everything into, so sometimes we go to places and they be like, wow, I didn't know it was so simple until you really went step by step, right? Cause the language, like, it's not transparency, right? They're not, when these rules are done, right, depending on the zoning, it might do it, board of standards of appeal. You know, it's based, I guess, to be understanding among themselves, but when it comes to minority, right, which is, Black, Hispanic, Asian, we all need to understand, right, in order, if the city wants us to be in compliance, if the city wants us to keep opening business, right, those resources have to be available there. How do we obtain those resources? By having the right people in place, right?
Yeah.
To deliver the message and how to do it and do it right, so they can be, so this is what we specialize, right, this is what we gonna continue doing. Now, there's new initiatives coming up now with the city of yes, I don't know, you guys heard about it, that's why I want to
Yeah, I
mention
heard
real
about
quick.
that.
You just, you know, it's a new addition now, Mayor Adams trying to work hard on that, and, with the new zoning, right? Zoning resolution and stuff, there were some places that you
Rezoning,
could not do
very
anything on the
important.
third
I
floor,
know.
and it will affect a lot of people, right? So, they're trying to make those changes, you know,
That's
we have Office of Nightlife with us now, which they take care of anything that is the nightlife industry, right? To create better life, like noise control, right? Like fights and all that stuff, so, we're working on different programs, a little by little. But because we are such a small group, right? It's very difficult for us to get, right, to those places unless we have people or members like you guys, right, community boards, that we really, it's very important to have that connection, you know? I think I work with the community board since, I forgot what's his name, man, who was here before, he left.
Nick,
Nick,
yeah, he mentioned you, that's how I know
Yes,
about you.
Nick, we have a good relationship, we did a lot of walkthroughs, right, in the Bronx, we visit a lot of people, we change a lot of life, meaning they save the money, right, like they have I walk into a place and we see a violation there, they don't even know, they needed to be responded, I didn't even know. So that's the whole purpose about the program.
Could I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
On part of this initiative, do you do demographic charting, business, type of business that's zoning for that area? Do you
Well-
help in demographic charting and statistics for the business to start, or do you
Well-
help in what type of business to bring into the neighborhood?
Well,
Is
now,
there
when it comes
demographic
to the type of
statistics?
business, that's marketing now, like
Right,
marketing
statistics
analysis.
and
I mean,
demographic.
we can, because the experience we have, it's like I told people, right, like sometimes, for example, I have, I mean, I can talk about this, right, it's part of the meeting, right, talking about an experience, giving you an example, right, like,
Yeah.
I was in a consultation yesterday, she was an immigrant, Spanish, right, she came and she needed help. So she was on the third floor, and it was a dog boarding, business. So she had questions about the lease, she got into the lease without, so you lock into a lease, what's gonna happen? So all your savings, because all your money was put in there, and you had no way, who's gonna help you? So we need to connect it to CLA right away, right? So CLA can help them, CLA is Commercial Lease Assistance Program. We attorneys, right? So they can help them out. We have to do that. I have to
CLA
read.
is part of your organization?
But we work together. It's not a city, it's not a city agency,
Okay.
but it's an organization that works, that provides service for the city. It's a free pro bono service.
And it's called commercial lease
CLA, Commercial Lease Assistance Program.
assistant.
CLA.
And is it through a particular organization?
Brooklyn Legal Org.
Okay.
Yeah, I can always share the information.
Brooklyn Legal Org.
Brooklyn Legal Org, yeah. I have good connections, so usually when we do walkthroughs, I like to invite CLA, I like to invite Department of Consumer Work Protection. I like to have representatives from those units to be present, right, because there might be specific questions, right? And we will probably answer, but it's better to hear from them directly, right?
Mhm.
So we have to have that partnership, right? Let them know that, hey, agency is trying to work with us too.
Mhm.
So that's one thing, and, you get into the list, and like you mentioned now, the area, some people ask me, I say, listen, you should actually do like McDonald's do, right? They do a marketing research to see, okay, the McDonald's is gonna go here, or Dunkin' Donuts is gonna here, that's why you need to come to SBS, you need to actually ask for help. Is my business really gonna work here, right? Because
That's the thing with small business, you have these
Exactly.
corporations that come into these neighborhoods. And they basically take the big piece of the pie.
Because they have the
That's why the
funds,
demographics.
do that
and
marketing research,
is very, market research is very important for small business, to see what other businesses
Correct.
they can corner, because these big
Correct.
corporations are coming.
They're gonna
in
take
and
over. And I told people, like, somebody come to a coffee shop, like, it was an example I gave you, it was funny because somebody wanna open a coffee shop. And, I usually like to walk around the neighborhood a lot. I saw it, Starbucks went out of business.
Mm,
Went out of business, right? But I really say, oh, okay, I go around the
That's
corner,
weird.
I have, no, they don't really went out of business, they moved, I guess, because, you know, their revenues that they were looking for, it was good revenue for the corporation, it was not enough, right? So this person that was gonna about to open here, I said, hey, well, did you do research? Did you know the area, right? How it's gonna be accepted? You gotta see your community, who's the one they're gonna buy for
Put in
you?
your foot traffic.
I says, the Starbucks, they just opened there and they went out. Do you ever revise that? Because I'm looking on my phone and I put the address and taking me to Starbucks, like, it's open, but it's really closed. Well, you need to open there
But if they're
instead of
in
here.
there, then they'll.
You understand what I'm saying? To use almost every, so stuff
Exactly.
like that, you know,
They're good at
people
what they do.
do it and people, oh, wow, that's a great, idea. Thank you so much, look, blah, blah, blah.
That's
And,
rare.
yeah, so it's stuff that, can be done, but you need the right people and the
So
right.
you
person.
do that type of?
We don't do it,
zero
sometimes we
services
do it,
thing?
and like people ask us, right, we can't give you something because God forbid you lose your money.
Mm.
I can't, be responsible for somebody, right, because, okay, I think you could go open here.
Right.
But it is although units that specialize in that, we can try to find a way, right? And we didn't.
Well, I heard there's softwares that you can punch in. And they can give you the demographics, and then you gotta physically look at foot traffic in the area. Yeah, and the demographics, what's
Yeah.
really in demand in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah, smaller neighborhoods, mom and pop shops,
correct.
they basically they're candy stores
Mhm.
or bodegas.
Yeah,
You don't really have like these other type of, and the dollar stores are just a dime a dozen, but
Yeah.
small business like, the way it's here, that there's more like a shoe shop, a jewelry store,
yeah,
laundromat, services like that. They have a lot of learning facilities, like the Koreans have they have one down the street. Yeah, the Korean, the thing, it's stuff like that. This is something that I see, but I see a lot of failed businesses, they don't do that research. The foot traffic, the demographics, and they end up we're
the
closing in
stuff-
2 years.
Yeah, and the negotiation between the landlord, right? And the individuals taking over.
And then
right?
at least,
They have to
yeah,
take all that in
They gotta eat the
consideration.
lease, cause it's
Because they
10 years
don't-
minimum.
They don't care. They lock you into a lease and then it's your
It's 10,
problem.
right? Or
after
there's
that.
5 now.
Huh?
It's 10 or 5 on a commercial.
It's all depend on the negotiation
Okay.
that you have. You can
Oh.
have 5 short-term lease, right? But you
Okay,
can also, they require minimum 10, you know what I mean,
10, yeah.
sometimes. But that's why you have to have the right person, right out now. CLA is very good.
CLA helps you
Because
with
they
that?
deal with so many people, right, and the same thing.
Mhm.
Like, I went to the lease, I knew a lot of stuff, I said, I highlighted for the person, I said, do you ever went to the? Oh, no, they didn't, so you should go back, like, for example, they charge you, $250 annual charge of $250 for having air conditioning on the roof. Why you gotta pay $250, it's not even your unit, did you agree to that? And I did, no, I never, so it was never mentioned to me, it's not valid. They didn't make you sign something that you was not aware of it, Talk to CLA, so we went back to CLA, who gave you this, as the compliance advisor to us, I think that's a good point, we can go back. So, stuff like that,
Yeah.
they need to actually, forget about what the real estate say, they just wanna make it sell, right?
Yeah.
Get the 1 month security, 1 month rent, or whatever it is, and keep going, you locked into that problem.
Yeah.
They need to talk to, they need to have meetings with landlords, right? With these landlords, right, to, hey, before you actually, rent a space to someone, did you know that the zoning will permit for you to have a daycare here? No, so why you locking this person, right? That's gonna continue going, it's like a domino effect, right? It's gonna create it.
The
So,
zoning, so how much of the rezoning stuff has been done already by the mayor?
it's due and,
Or has it passed through, the council?
What is that called again?
the city of Yes. City of Yes, you can look it up.
City.
No, I've heard of it, definitely.
Yeah, but it's not, nothing concrete yet, they're still
Nothing
working on
concrete.
how to put it together. The proposal is there already, how the zoning, because you gotta go to the board of standards of appeal, the zoning resolution, these agencies, right, and then have to go to council, everything has to be, the step you be in, and.
Yeah, that's a lot of
you know how that
bureaucracy.
works.
it really isn't operational yet.
So it's crazy, it's just, you know, we hopefully it goes through because I'm already reading on it, so I'm on top of it, you know? I don't wanna wait for
So
anybody,
what stage of the city program is that? What stage is it at?
it's in the beginning.
Beginning stages?
They just announced it for us to be prepared for the new upcoming changes.
Right.
But
And
isn't this
agencies
when They've
adapted.
been talking about this for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
We're talking about it, but it was nothing like it is already official that you see in the news, okay, this is the
Mm.
new, you know?
Is there a lot of pushback? Is that the
Yeah.
reason?
Yeah, cause a lot of it has to do with the rezoning.
Yeah, no, I know.
A lot of people
I don't
feel
know,
like
I don't
pushbacks
follow
with
it, but I
that.
do know that that's.
Just, because I even try to do the other way and then they say, oh, you cannot do it for why, this is R1 and this is R. I'm like crazy, that line right here.
Yeah.
That's
So this is what they're
historical.
trying to stop, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Because
That's
how can-
historical with the city.
How can
I mean,
someone come to my house next door, buy 3 houses next door,
Uh-huh,
do a 6 family, and when I try to spend 1 floor up to have bedrooms upstairs, I can't do it.
yeah.
Although because you're border, it doesn't make any sense to me, it's only, I'm talking about like a handshake distance.
Is this associated with the new construction for buildings? Residential buildings?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all.
That's the
different-
bigger picture here, okay.
Yeah, and they talk about manufacturing, right?
Manufacturing where?
Manufacture, like doing certain stuff to allow manufacturers to grow here, right? They
Punch
talking
Point
about,
still zoned, industrial,
Yeah.
okay, which other industrial areas in the Bronx are still zoned for industrial?
I'm not yet, no.
Soundview, I think it's
I think it's
Soundview,
still-
Hunts Point,
I know we
Yeah,
went
on
through a
the
lot,
spine,
we were
yeah.
talking about it last year, because
Yeah.
there's 3 phases to City of Yes, so we probably have some of that information somewhere in the office here, but it's definitely on the website, cause
Yeah,
it was.
but I can send you guys a PDF, I have a PDF describing
Yeah.
everything,
That would be
how the
interesting to know.
different changes, right?
We
for the
went through
industrial,
it
for
last
industrial,
Yeah, for industrial,
yeah.
you know, so there's gonna be changes, I mean, we might have to train a little more, because NYC Best trying to go a different route now, like this, different, and this is in the making, this is not nothing official, like I said, because, there's industry that we haven't been trained yet, that we wanna move into those industry, because we believe that everybody should be treated equal, right?
Mhm.
And if this person, this industry, it's not just restaurants around,
Right.
you have retail stores, you have grocery stores, right? But, you know, the problem that we have is because of the jurisdiction, like with federal state, right? Sometimes we can only talk about city, right, laws and stuff, and then when it comes to state, there's a pushback, you know?
Pushback.
And then, you know, you have to rely on those, you know, people, they come and give us the training that we need.
Yeah.
So we have to use what is public, right, that they use, and use that, try to make it work, or at least for our clients to understand.
So what, businesses are you gonna be expanding? What areas are you?
Well,
gonna expand?
we're gonna do like the beauty, like, appearance enhancement, like, you know, nail salons, right?
Cosmetics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tattoo parlors, like, secondhand dealerships, you know, like more, you know, the car dealerships, like probably some kind of, daycares, like mobile vending, later on, little later, we expand into those areas, that we're not doing it now.
You still have empty lots to do used cars?
But
Well, they're all
How do you
built
call it?
up,
They
they're all
have-
built out.
they have a few done, but as few of them, they're not follow the rules, right? Or they have the like, you know,
Mhm.
that's
Very
what we
legal
need to
yards,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to actually get them, to be in compliance, right?
Yeah.
Cause there's a lot of people we see, they wanna purchase a vehicle, right, and they get something that is not even, you know, or they don't have a policy on that.
So you work hand in hand with the Bronx Economic Development then? You guys
Bronx
also,
Economic
you ever
Development-
work with them?
Not
No.
really, that we do.
Borough President's Office?
Yeah, we used to have a few activities, like they be part of it when they invite us, but no, we're not.
You're not there?
We more concentrate in community-based organizations, you know,
Mhm.
like the BIDs, like merchants, BIDs.
Bids.
Businesses.
Or the merchants association, stuff like that, so I'm always
Mhm.
looking for partners, right, so we can actually do this walk to that we want. Yeah, we've been doing it since we started 2023, until now, we have a business schedule, yeah, like February, we work the whole entire month,
Mhm.
yeah.
Did you go on, I'm sorry, did you go on the last one? I wasn't at the walkthrough. Did you go to the last one? That we did? We don't know?
The one across the street? No, it was somebody else.
No, it was somebody else from SBS, because we have all the units in SBS, probably somebody from our region. So the outreach, you just talk about everything that we do in SBS. We talk more specific about NYC Best.
Got
Yeah, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
So you said you provided training?
There's there's a training that, offered by SBS too.
Yeah.
Is it all virtual still, or do you do, I know there's SBS at Lehman.
So these are the trainings?
They have, yeah, they
The
have
trainings are
different
different
sites,
for
yeah,
different,
they actually
industries.
partnered with us,
Okay.
yes,
It's offered
yeah.
by,
I
I
think this
believe, our
university,
neighborhood
if I'm not
development division.
mistaken, yeah.
They have very specific requirements on who can train, how long, and the business needs to be open for at least a year. Yeah, the trainings has its own like checklist that the business has to
Qualified for.
qualify for, exactly.
But it's not training to the business itself, it's to the employees, it seems.
To the employees so that they can, I guess, function, be more efficient at the
And the-
business.
Yeah, and I also have training for them.
So you do have
owners, too.
business courses.
Business
Yeah,
courses.
business
That's what I'm
courses,
talking
yeah.
about, you have business courses.
Yeah, to
develop
enhance,
business-
let's say you're a business
business
owner, you wanna
plan.
enhance your knowledge about anything, how marketing, right, or what for
Yeah.
different type of applications that they teach you that, and that.
And the business courses part.
I believe those are online, so that's great, you know?
Yeah. So the Business Solution Center, I don't know if he mentioned to you, in the back of the flyer, there's all the satellite business, offices that we have. Instead of people come to One Liberty Plaza, right, they go to any borough, and they can go directly to one of those business offices.
No, so you have
and
one in
sit
every
down.
borough?
Every borough we have one.
Where's the one in the Bronx?
The runs, should be.
Fordham Road.
Oh, one Fordham Road, the big
Yeah.
building there?
So you go there, you sit down one-to-one, one of the, people, they can talk to you about those programs. And if they need to reach out
My
to the main
cousin
office,
does
which is
that.
out, then they reach out to us for that. The only thing they don't have in those offices is like compliance, they gotta come to us to One Liberty. But the right away, an email, fix it right away, Angel, just someone,
And can the business go to any of the borough offices, or do they?
Yep,
you know,
they can go directly and get any information they want there. And
Okay.
then any information that they request, if they don't have it there, is offered in our office, because we have 2 floors there, the 10th and 11th floor. They will send an email, right, over to One Liberty, and someone from there will contact them.
Okay,
It's just for them to be easy, right, not to leave that borough, right,
Yeah.
and
right.
travel to Manhattan, so.
But
So it's
but
one
if
Fordham
they
Plaza.
are-
One University Plaza,
One-
one Liberty Plaza.
Liberty Plaza.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the one in the Bronx.
So 400 Fordham Road.
Is that the big building there, with all those?
I've never been in that.
I don't
one.
think I've been to that
No,
one.
no, it's one, that's one for the.
That's one Fordham,
Yeah,
yeah.
I used to work
Yeah.
there, that's not.
Yeah.
And so what I was asking is, if there's a business in the Bronx and they, for whatever reason, are in Queens, they can go to the Queens office?
Yeah, they
Okay.
can go anywhere, just because you're in the Bronx doesn't mean you have to know, you can be from the Bronx, but you can be in Queens and you see the office, oh, let me stop here real quick.
Yep.
You can just go in there and let them know, hey, I'm from the Bronx. They will take you whatever, right, request, and then it'll pass it forward to somebody in the Bronx. They say, oh, someone from here is gonna call you, don't worry about it.
So does your business have to be in New York City, or do you have to be a city resident?
They have to be, didn't have to be in New York City, no, didn't be the residency, yeah. Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody who lives in Queens, who has a business in.
Yeah, I know
Rockland.
somebody had one in Georgia, like registered, something like that, but the business is actually here. For tax purposes, I don't know how that's gonna work, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so.
Let me share.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Yeah, so that's basically what we do, and that's.
I'll pass them down.
Okay, thank you.
I'll give you guys my card over there, one for each one of you.
Well, thank you so much.
I got yours already.
And share.
Very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can always send you a digital one, and you guys can print it out and have them,
So what's been most of the success in this
You have more
program? Like,
dates?
do you have any stories on success of businesses that you helped build up and or that were doing bad?
We have few entrepreneurs, like for example, I wanna use, what was the one, the juice bar that I did, that it was a success story, 1149 juice bar? Yeah, 1149, it was a young guy, right, entrepreneur, black kid, African kid, he is a firefighter. But he's a firefighter, I think in Westchester, so he decided to open a business here. He had no knowledge about what to do, so he requested
What kind
some,
of a business?
juice bar.
Oh,
So, yeah, so he opened a juice bar, so he called us, I was the one that I was, assigned to that case. We went, we looked at the whole place, it was an empty space, there was nothing there. So I got him through step, what to do in order for him to be in compliance, we checked the area. We checked the place to make sure, right, that it's still adequate for the type of business that he's gonna do. Once I gave him the guidance of anything he needed to do, he started construction, when he finished it, it was so good, that I had someone to visit him. And I asked him, wait a minute, you the owner, you made this is excellent, I say, I'll open a new building, high rise in Park Avenue, I want you to stop there. Cause I like the way everything is, everything, full compliant, everything's
Right.
fine.
And he's a startup.
And
He's not a
just
big
done.
corporation,
Exactly.
juice bar or whatever.
So he
yeah.
was a little scared, so he contacted us and said, Angel, I have a place, what do you think? I said, well, I don't know, bro, you know the deal, man, we need to
Right.
go there, we need to look at the place. We have
Right.
to feel the place, we have to walk through around the neighborhood, and see how you feel, and then say, how you feel about it?
Who created the business model?
He created it.
Really?
Yeah. he
What's the
did.
name of it? Let me look it up.
11
If he caught the eye of somebody in Park
11:49,
Avenue, that means he's great.
11, I'd have to check, I think it's 11:49, but I'd have to check.
Yeah.
Where is it
yeah,
located?
Yeah, 49 what?
Juice bar.
That's what it's called, 1149 Juice
Mhm,
Bar?
Juice bar.
And where it's located?
It's in, here in the Bronx, wait a minute, I gotta send you the direct,
If you have my email, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna send, no, I'm gonna send it to you first. I'll
Interested
put
in
everything.
the
I'm gonna
business
put his
model,
name.
how he set that up.
I'm gonna put his name, and if you wanna contact him, you're welcome to
Right.
contact him.
Great.
He's a nice guy, so, going back to story, yeah, so
I'm a
he,
volunteer fireman too, so
Oh, yeah?
I could relate.
yeah, so yeah, he was a fireman, and he's
Right.
like, he says, you know what, I wanna open my own thing. So he sells fresh, juice and bottled juice, so,
Bottled,
yeah, he
Good
bottled,
call.
people
That's a
come,
good
grab
idea.
and go, yeah. So he was good there, so they offered him that spot over there, and he said, oh, it's a lot of money, and he said, don't worry about it, we take care of everything, we just want your product here, why? Because the people that live there, it's good for the people that live there. And the business.
so the owner built it out for him.
They built some of them,
Some of it,
he's
okay.
responsible for some, yeah.
The
So
shell.
he built it, and then he was good, and then we have our commissioner went there, they have like a grand
Wow, that's
opening.
great. That's a
So,
good
yeah,
success story there.
That's one of the many, we have all the ones that my colleagues, do,
Mhm.
they
That the
open-
business became
they
successful,
let me
opened up
careful, they open
again.
up, yeah, they
That's
open
great.
another one after that, some businesses, just because they fail, I don't mean it's our fault, it's just the type of model that they
No,
use,
it's the
right?
model.
What part of the Bronx is this in? What part of the Bronx is this business in?
The business,
juice
I
bar,
need
right?
to, I have so many business that I.
1149
Yeah,
Juice
let me-
Bar, that's
let
a
me look
rare,
up.
that's a weird name, right?
Send him I wanna get the name, send him a message to where it says what was the juice bar in front.
Yeah.
Which one it is.
And tell him what was the.
Oh, yeah, the one that fell, the same one that fell down the block. They sold it to
No,
them.
no problem, from success.
They didn't go
In the
good,
Bronx.
they didn't do the
But it was
demographics.
definitely in the Bronx.
Nothing.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's a nice one, and I'll be honest with you, I'm like a little picky when it comes to eating, right? I mean, every restaurant is a lot of great, right?
And
And this place was like very nice, it was like.
What section of the Bronx was it in?
He's gonna check it right now. He's sending a message to someone to check it out for us. So many businesses, man.
I can imagine,
I didn't, every
yeah.
kind of business you get in.
Can I keep this?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
for
sure.
you guys, yeah.
And you guys left some for
Yeah, for.
here, right?
Yeah, I have some more.
Yeah, so I was glad when I received the invitation. First, we needed to be approved, because I haven't been with the community board any for a long time, like almost a year. After, this guy did, left. And then, we had to get an approval, and then I invited Ben, because it's the first time, I said, I want you to experience how it is.
That's
to
great.
work with The community board. And, yeah, and, we made it happen to come, so we need to do that partnership,
How long you been working with the program in the city?
SBS in 2000, I started the program, when we first started the program, there was
In
nothing,
2000?
2016.
Oh, 16.
Yeah,
That's when it first started?
Yeah, it was in.
No, under de Blasio, right?
Yeah, the class was the one that created, yeah.
That
It used to
created
be NBAT before,
Before?
and then changed to Quick Start and then.
So who subsidized the program? The city is subsidized by the city.
The city is the one that have a budget for that.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully we expand, hopefully we don't get dismantled, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, a lot of people, we've been in a situation, people come from other countries,
Yeah.
like the business fairs, stuff like, be like, wow, I come from Spain, I wanna open, but we don't know, it's like me going to your house, you have to show me every room, right? I don't know. It's not my
The
house.
main killers of business is rent,
Yeah,
utilities.
yeah.
This is a big chopper.
Did she
you
send
know?
it? I think I heard the message.
And that's what businesses fail, the rent and,
Yeah, that's one
And the
thing,
taxes.
financing, like poor planning is a big thing, because like, to have a business model, like, if you're gonna start, you have to take into consideration how much is gonna be the yearly rent, at least 2 years to hold it down, right? To start the business.
Five at least, five, I think, is the
You
start,
can
right?
do 5, but it's good to have at least 2 years of reserve, right? 2 years of
Reserves.
Yeah, reserve, because you're gonna, right, those 2 years, that's what the business model give you, for you to take off from that 2 year on, right?
Mhm.
So salary wise, right, how many, have workers' comp insurance, right, which is important.
That's another killer.
Liability insurance, man, workers' comp is very expensive.
Right.
And top of that, utilities, right? Miscellaneous, right, or any, depend on your menu, trying to figure out how much it would take you monthly, right? Light, gas, all that stuff, and, so when you add all that money, you have to multiply that for whatever 2 years. You say, okay, this is what I have to really, not to worry about anything, right? It's even to
Yeah.
get ready. Now, the building plan, the money to build the place.
Yeah.
You know, how the money, like, you can have your money, you can have SVS, they have business plan, they can help you develop a
Right.
business plan, how to submit your business plan, or have some kind of a lot of money in the bank to show that, hey, I have money too.
Mhm.
And they have programs sometimes that can help you lend your money.
SPS,
Yeah, that's it.
they set you up for the loans and all that.
Yeah, because we work with different organizations, you know, the percentages are low, you know?
Right now, this is the killer in New York, the rent and the insurance and the workers' comp insurance, I mean, the workers' comp insurance and the rent.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the business fail. Cause they can't keep up that
Yeah.
part of it.
And not only the rent, but if you look at when it comes to that list, I think you said that, when it comes to, they add, you know what they're doing now?
No,
They add the water,
Yeah,
right?
they
And
put a
they add,
meter
you know
in.
what they add? The property taxes too, a lot of people don't know, the property taxes, like this lady that I told you.
Mm.
She told me, look, I gotta pay, I said, what? I said, yeah, I gotta pay property taxes too. And she's not the only one, I spoke to more people.
But it's a percentage, not the whole thing.
No, not the whole thing, it was a thing, yeah.
A
But still
percentage.
though.
How's that based on square footage of the place that you're renting?
Yeah, square footage.
Oh, okay.
And the square footage and the amount of tenants, you know, occupying the space. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because if you have, remember you have 5 storefronts, one building, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cannot charge one percentage more than another.
It has to be even.
I mean, the square footage.
That's square footage, per square footage.
Yeah, no, it's lifestyle 104. This is
Lifestyle 1104.
11.
Oh, lifestyle 1104.
Lifestyle
Yeah,
1104.
So what's the address?
What's that?
Let's see,
Sarah, Julie, did you have?
6 East 167th Street, Bronx.
Oh, that's my own neighborhood.
That's interesting, that's why.
I grew up in 161st.
That's right by me.
I know that.
You go there and then you tell them, do you know Ingram? He said,
Yeah.
he'll give you a little
It's
story.
a tough
about-
neighborhood, I can tell you that much.
That's why I want to know where it
Yeah.
was, because
That's a tough
that sort of
neighborhood.
thing is generally.
So for me,
upscale.
for me, it's as big achievement when I sit there, excuse my language, to have such good success, right? Of
Yeah.
business from our team,
That's
right?
great,
to help
man.
him, and he doing good, and then he opened another one, and,
Yeah.
you come from, you know, it's a difference between neighborhoods, you look at it, right? How
Yeah.
fast he moved.
And when you say
Yeah.
Park Avenue, meaning in Manhattan or the Bronx?
Man,
Wow.
yeah.
In
So,
Harlem
very, very,
or-
very, no, it's in, checking the same lifestyle views
They have one in
in
Manhattan.
Manhattan, yes, the
Yeah.
exact address to me, I think it's Midtown, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me-
I
See,
know
that
it's very
wouldn't
high.
surprise, that wouldn't surprise me, but 167th Street and Jerome Avenue.
Yeah, but
That doesn't happen.
remember, he would never got the opportunity there.
No, no,
It
no.
was not because he has the
But
beginning
I'm
one.
saying, that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to picture, that's why I want to know where it was,
It's on
because
35th Street.
West
Oh, you found it?
35th, yeah.
Okay, so that's the one.
35th,
Yeah,
okay.
the Midtown.
Midtown,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Well, he's
would
doing a lot
surprise
of
me, there's a lot of
business.
Yeah.
traffic
Great
there.
story.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
foot
so
I might
traffic.
check out the place, I might drive there, cause I grew up in 161.
Yeah,
Stadium.
so this is good, this is a good thing, you know, I'm happy for him, you know, and I know he's gonna continue calling us, you know. But he was interviewed too, I think on TV. What
Bronx
channel
12?
he got interviewed? The
Probably
Bronx
Bronx 12, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
How long has he been in business now?
I don't know, like 2 years, 2, 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Sarah, Julie, do you have any questions for Mr. Bernard?
I'm listening to the conversation, good information exchanges going back and forth. He made me hungry though, talking about the food.
Anybody have any other questions? This is very helpful, and I'm a product of SPS and
Oh, okay.
SCORE. They helped me write my business plan. They helped me get through my NWBE because I had some issues.
So you already
So
know.
I just called and they were like, hold on, we can help you out. So yes,
That's great.
appreciate it.
What business you in?
I have an educational consulting firm. And like you said, I started in Georgia. They helped me get transferred to New York State.
Yeah.
Oh, you started in Georgia? We're in Kennesaw?
And then
I just came from Georgia, my wife's cousin,
So
Memorial.
you have an education,
consulting.
consultant?
So I work with DOE
Okay,
and different nonprofits. But yeah, they were very helpful.
yeah.
Wow.
So you
They
get
looked
to
through
the
the
right
business
channels.
plan. They told me what, like you said, they told me like, you need to look at your financials and
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able to
of course.
project, think about that. So
Yeah.
it was really very helpful for me.
Yes,
And
a lot of people, they don't, if you don't, they don't do due diligence like you did, right, you found out on your own. You don't have nobody, like us, we really, this is our program, but I think it's our responsibility to bring information like the one she received too, because we don't have the people that do that.
Yeah.
You only have it on special event, and the majority of time, because people ask, oh, what's the difference between outreach, what's the difference between the area, I said, yeah, you saw somebody sitting on the table, waiting for people to
It's
come
very
to you.
helpful.
Yeah.
I know one time. I
What
was
about if
thinking
you don't
about
go to that area, but us is different, we go to you, you know, we go around, like we right here, look, I should be home with my family right now. You know what I mean? And, no, I mean, it just, but sometimes things have to be done, you know, in order for you to, right?
Right.
They really promote, the program, right? And that's what it's all about.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Things at once. Let's see, let's do that. I had somebody at the door, but I can't see them.
Lifestyles 1104,
All right.
not unique.
Well, I'm gonna thank you on behalf of the Economic Development Community and CB8 for coming out. We appreciate you. We'd love to have you again, so
Definitely.
Yeah, continue the partnership,
absolutely.
I'll bring somebody new. Okay, another team members, you guys can start on, members, you know.
And we will keep you posted. Definitely, we have another walkthrough coming in the spring, so we will
Yeah,
definitely.
please do so, yeah,
I want us to aware for which one.
I don't think we've been here with it now yet. We were talking, but we will
Vasquez.
figure out.
yeah, any place, any corridor, right, that you guys wanna walk, and say, oh, let's have a walk through here, just call me, I do one on a monthly basis.
Oh, wow.
So you just gotta know, let me know in advance so I can get all the material we need. Send me a list of all the businesses you plan to visit in that area. And I will be happy to research on that before we get there, just in case they have questions, right, we can be
Thank you.
prepared. And then we can make it happen. Yeah, I guess, yeah, wow, I guess, Department of Sanitation.
I got this.
Wow.
We already have the date for the walk.
Benny Vasquez, my father's
Every
name.
time you guys have walkthrough.
Bienvenido se llama, se llamaba.
Okay, so we'll talk to.
Bienvenido.
Constance and Oscar about it,
You
okay.
know, it'd be great to be here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay,
Take
have a
care.
good night. Get home safely.
All right, no problem.
You parked, you came in the car?
Yeah, we have a seat there.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
sure.
At least they get
That's
us
all right. That's cool, man. They get the vehicle, that's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't get us that, yeah. Because we do a lot of outreach, so we need to move around quick. Yeah, we need a lot of outreach.
Is that what's the name? They timed you.
Maybe she came back.
Yes, she did. Perfect timing too. Look at that. Right. Okay, so. Back to our agenda.
Which were we at?
So, on the agenda,
Well, we're gonna, we don't have the chair here, so we will not have the chair for now.
I'm gonna leave some flyers just in case any business owners might be interested. You can pass this around.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a blessed night.
Thank you.
I noticed that there's some.
Viste que Aguado.
Ah,
Aguado.
next to Aguadilla will come.
Oh.
I noticed that there's only one copy of the minutes.
Say that again.
There's only one copy of the minutes.
There should be more.
I only see one.
Yeah, I only made 2 copies of the minutes, so there should be 2 copies.
Thank you so much.
You ladies wanna share and then we
We'll
can share
share.
down on this end? Okey-doke.
I'm sorry, you don't mind if I take a picture because it is to show the.
Would you like us all to be in the picture? So you wanna take it on
No, that's
this way?
You just don't have it in.
We should get this, we get the sign in the back, right?
Right,
All right, do you
go.
want me just to move?
No, okay, again, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Safe trip home.
Right, item number 3 is the discussion, did anyone here go on the walkthrough?
No.
No.
Anyone wanna share anything before we move on?
Just so you know, I did want to just mention, because at that walkthrough, I believe one of those CLAP representatives joined you. So that Angel was just talking about.
I'm confused as to why it's on the agenda again. We talked about this at the last meeting.
Did-
Yes.
Right, 'cause it was cold and Oscar
Yes,
said he left,
yes.
I'm sorry, you are right,
Yeah.
Karen, thank you. All right, that was discussed at the last meeting. Okey dokey, item number 5, the budget priorities. I think those are on the table, we got those last time as well, we started talking about that, and I think that Oscar mentioned he was going to follow up with the SBS, if I'm not mistaken, to
Mhm.
find out more about what we might want to consider for the priorities. Did anybody else have any thoughts or feedback on those? Alright, so TBD, follow up with Oscar. Alright, the main item for tonight, and we need to talk about a little bit more, we talked about it last time, the Betty Campbell Award. I believe I saw in Farah's email today, what is gonna be presented to the full board about different awards. Did everybody get a chance to see that?
I became today, no.
Okay.
Breaking it down to several awards rather than one.
Give me 1
I
second.
think that was the
and I
discussion.
will. So, what we need to think about, I know we talked about it a little bit before, is criteria, making sure we have decided about that. I know folks are not here tonight, but we should talk about that, and we can again share this information. They'll have the minutes before we get to the full community board, so we can think about what we would present there.
Can I add to that?
Of course.
Okay, so you as a board only have to decide on the most valuable merchant criteria for the Betty Campbell Adams Award. And I did submit and print for you the last year's press release and the letter for, for people to nominate people, what the criteria was. So you really have to discuss if you're gonna do the same or you want to change any of the wording. And I would, adjust the dates so that we have to send that press release out pretty soon in the next couple of week or two. So that's why it's so important for you guys to decide what criteria and what, if any, new criteria or any change to the press release. That's usually what I would get by now from the committee and from Oscar.
I think it looks lovely, thank you.
Great.
I
That's
have
a
a
nice
question
setup.
about number 1 or a discussion point.
Yeah.
I feel like, number 1 contributed to and enhanced other merchants and individuals. To want to be a part or remain is subsumed in number 2, so I'm not sure that we need it. But other than that, I
I
think
didn't
it's
say
the
number 1, what are you talking
the
about?
bullets, the
bullets
bullets, the
on the second
criteria,
page.
yeah.
Yeah, on the back. You gotta turn it back, right?
On the, isn't it on the first?
This is the press release, that's what she was talking
Karen, you
about.
talked about,
Contribute to the areas of
back here?
economic growth,
I'm talking
development,
about,
statutorship,
You're talking about the letter,
The letter itself,
right, Karen was referring to the press release and whether or not.
but shouldn't they mirror though? The letter and the press
I
release?
don't know that they do or don't, I was confused. Because.
Yeah, the letter goes out to, we email that to everyone, and then the press release specifically goes to the press, that we send it to several different, newspapers and others to post out there.
Yeah,
They're not exactly the same.
Karen, can you just,
so it's not
Say
that
that
they're
again.
exactly the same, but I think that Encompass, when contributing to the area's economic growth, is encouraging people to remain or be a part of our community.
okay,
I'm not sure, I mean, I can imagine other things that are part of the economic growth, but maybe that's one of the, it's not a big deal, but I just think it's redundant.
and I guess my question on that one is, when we say contributed to the community beyond the economic growth, are we thinking about, let's say, I have business here, but also, I don't know, I volunteer for the Boy Scouts, would that be the part that's contributed?
Or
to the
supporting
community?
local teams.
Right.
But Farah, the bigger question is, who are the businesses? Who are the candidates? We don't know these businesses.
No, that's not what we're doing right now.
No.
Yeah, you don't do that. People, when we send the press release and that letter out, people will nominate businesses. They'll send it in to you. That's the point of it. So people will send to us based on your criteria and what, what you're looking for. They're gonna send you nominees, and you're gonna review those by that. That's why we're asking to have this done, because we need all the applications in by the end of March, so that you can vote on them at your April meeting to present to the full board, and then give a presentation in May to the winners. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of the timing.
Just to clarify, they need to send it to the exec before they go to the board. So if you can have your nominees selected, April will be ideal so that you can bring it to the board. If there's any discussions, then at least you can come back in May. But if push comes to shove, if you only have one shot at it, to bring it to the exec first and then the board.
But wait, can I just step back? We haven't
Yes.
Yeah.
finished point that I'm raising yet. We're
Exactly.
on to some
Right,
other
right.
points. I'm sorry. And so, again, and I just would, ask us to take a close look at this,
Mhm.
because entice other merchants and individuals, I don't know what that means. I mean, the other
Karen,
individuals
where are you?
in number one, and to what end? Are the individuals spurring economic growth?
I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's two different things.
No, I think that this is subsumed in number two.
I don't.
Okay, well, I do.
Contributed to areas economic growth.
And Joe, you are saying,
I'm saying, well, first of all, there's two different, bullets. One is on the press release and one is on the letter for the community members. There's no, sort of similar, except that number one and two, number one is different.
Yeah, the words are different, but the idea of contributing to.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Number one is different on the press release
okay.
than it is on the letter.
Oh, okay.
So number one on the letter fleshes out is what, I guess it was meant to better explain what contributing to our communities means, as opposed to contributed to the area's economic growth.
And on the press release, it has enhanced economic growth, improved community relations, and
Right.
increased civic participation.
What,
One is the letter.
I got the letter, but I don't
give
see
you
the press
both.
release. Okay.
That's the press release.
The press release is the statement.
On the second page.
Yeah.
So Karen, were you saying that wording should be aligned if we
I
have
think the
something in
wording
the
should
press
be-
release,
yes.
it should match what's on?
Yes, I'm
It
saying
should.
two different things now that I see the press release.
I think it should align.
I should-
That's what I
I
was
think-
saying. There were two different things.
Yes,
But-
let me finish now. So I think it should, be parallel on both both, documents. And then I also think that, I'm not sure, I feel like this is too broad. Number one, which I'm calling number one on the letter, because I'm not sure what you're enhancing other, let's just focus on individual. I can see the enhancing of merchants, but what are you enhancing other
You're enticing?
individuals or enticing to to want to be a part or remain in our communities? I'm not sure what that means. That to me is very broad and goes beyond economic, just the way it's worded, it goes beyond economic growth. So I'm concerned about that because if you're encouraging someone to stay in your building as a resident, is that gonna qualify? But anyway, I just think that contribute to the area's economic growth captures everything.
And I think that was the point of clarity for me. Julie, maybe you can chime in on that one.
What does that mean?
Does it have to have, like, for that first bullet contributed to our communities, do they have to be doing something? I don't wanna say just civically, as it says on here, but do they have to be doing something that's in the spirit of volunteering in addition to stimulating economic growth? Julie or Farah?
It could be that's what you guys decide. You guys, your committee decides what it should be. And with it being aligned to each other, yes, I believe the press release should align with the letter, because then other people would have. So you guys are right on target and you could just make your changes. And because that's what you're doing, because the thing about it is that when this was formed, no one formally put together guideline structures, as you can see. So hopefully what you guys will put together and make sense of it, that's what we'll be using moving forward.
Okay,
Makes sense.
all right.
Good point.
And
So
if I
can
could
you-
also add, if you think about Betty from Lloyd's, she did a lot for the community, aside from her business. She would always be donating, cupcakes or whatever to whatever organization in the area. She always supported nonprofits and other people to try to help them. This is not necessarily for economic growth, but she was just a great, person that supported the needs of the community, in addition to being such a great merchant and, having such a successful business for our area.
Yeah, she's the person, Lawrence is what came to my mind, but maybe we can change what I'm calling number 3 on the letter and say instead embody the spirit, embodies, like, present tense, the spirit of maybe community partnership or something like that, innovation and entrepreneurship. If that's what we're trying to get at, that we want the person to be active in the community beyond spurring economic growth.
Karen, could you say that one more time? Embodies the spirit of.
Community partnership, innovation, and and entrepreneurship.
What do folks think about that? So what I'm hearing is perhaps we could take off the first bullet that says contributes to our community or contributed to our communities. Leave the second one, contributed to the area's economic growth. And then if we added something about community partnership, as Karen just mentioned, in that third bullet, and I'm on the page.
Maybe it's something better than community partnership. Maybe it's, community well-being, I know another word that's
something
more,
that captures that they
Yes.
are
yeah.
doing something for the community. Anyone have any ideas or thoughts about that bullet?
Sounds good.
Because we do want to keep that.
The first one is redundant, it is.
Mhm.
It sounds good, there's 5 bullets, I mean. It is based on what she did for the community besides the business, so it's very important that, persons recognized for our outside efforts for the community,
Absolutely.
to help the community in other ways. I'm for that.
I think well-being and partnership is 2 different things.
Yeah, me too.
So I would have, there's a word that's on the top tip of my tongue that I can't think of.
Me too, me too.
But
I don't think either one of those is the right word.
I think you can include all of them, you know, and or, but, and or say and or. But community well-being, community partnership
It's two different
is
things.
two different things to
Yes,
me.
I
But I
agree.
think if you have, I think that both of them are relevant.
Okay. I'm just trying to think, there's another word that I can't think of, community. It's more
Maybe
like.
it's camaraderie.
Yeah, it's like togetherness, it's more,
Camaraderie, like,
Right.
yeah.
it's more along
Engagement,
that
I feel like
line.
It's more than engagement, like, it needs to be something else.
It's along
I
the
think
lines of
it's
togetherness,
camaraderie, like,
community, we can't say embodies the spirit of community spirit, but it's that kind of word, like
Mhm,
togetherness, camaraderie, spirit, something like that. Let me just, do a, what you call it? Like the signs.
This. One and two criteria on.
how about just embody or take out embodied? How about encourage community spirit? If you wanna leave the word spirit,
Yeah,
encourages community spirit or encourage community spirit.
yeah, cause encourage innovation and entrepreneurship. That works.
Encourages the spirit of community,
Community
innovation,
spirit.
and, encourages
Community spirit.
community spirit, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm, cause you can encourage
One bullet.
I would say community spirit,
Yeah,
well-being.
well-being is not the right one.
Well, if we're talking about community, spirit is one thing, but actually going out and trying to make sure that everybody's okay, to me, is not community
Mhm.
spirit. That's well-being. When you're feeding people,
Yeah,
that's
Right,
well-being.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would say community spirit, well-being, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
Okay. Should we say community?
I don't know about partnership. I like that as well.
So how about community spirit and well-being, comma, innovation and
And
entrepreneurship?
No
like that.
partnership.
That's cool.
No
Yeah,
partnership.
that one sounds better.
Yeah.
I feel like we can leave off the partnership.
Partnership? No.
We're taking, we said take off the first bullet. So we would have contributed to the area's economic growth. Encourages community spirit and well-being, innovation and entrepreneurship. Leave the third, fourth
Leave the
bullet.
rest alone.
Right, leave the
Yeah.
rest alone. And then make sure.
Leave it alone.
And make sure
the
the
press
press
release
release
also
matches.
matches.
We have a press release.
Alright, so we will update that. I think we were still having some discussion, which we may pick up. Because we still hadn't, I don't think we had resolved self-nominations or not. And I think that's where we ended.
Self-nomination.
Unless,
Like, if somebody
Like if-
is a business
right,
owner, okay.
like if I wanted to nominate myself. I think that's
Yeah,
where
that
we
was
left the
going on.
I
conversation.
mean, that doesn't mean you win because you nominate yourself. You still, if there are other people who are being nominated, you still have to live up to the criteria. I
We
don't,
just
I
have
don't
to be
really
clear.
understand, you know, what that's about, but I don't see why not. You can nominate yourself to put your name on a ballot to vote in this country. But you can't nominate yourself for a community award. I don't get it. I mean, you could be totally misguided, but absolutely nuts, then you can still put your name down.
I wonder if the concern though was, I'm asking a question, was the concern that somebody may have undue influence and so they could affect the vote, so to speak? Was that the issue? And I guess that's a question for Julie and Sarah.
Well, I think this, we talked about this last time when we were at the restaurant, but I can't remember where we landed, if we decided, yes. Nomination
It
or
should be
no.
in the minutes, but.
Well, I heard my name, so I'll just give my little 2 cents. I think especially a business, if someone can't recommend a business, how good can they really be? Even if they want to self-nominate, you can go to someone and say, hey, listen, nominate me, because you're going to get the information from the owner. But if an owner has to self-nominate them, how good, it's just, to me, it's just worrisome. That's like saying, oh, I'm a great cook, and yet everybody else doesn't even want to touch a plate.
Well, how could you win?
Excuse me?
How could you win then? If nobody wants to touch your food, how are you gonna win?
Well, your restaurant will be closed and you'll have no business. But in this instance, that's just my opinion on self-nominations. Because you need to stand out in order to do your work. And if you're the only one who's noticing how good you are, then you have to take a really hard look and say, are you really that good? If others can't nominate you. Now, a lot of people will, and it's perfectly fine to ask someone else, hey, listen, nominate me. This is what is coming up, and they'll be able to put in good words for you. But that's my only 2 cents of self-nominations.
Yeah, I'm not speaking for Jill, she can speak for herself, but I think the question Jill is asking, if I may, is that there is a
If Karen tells me
distinction.
she wants something, I'm gonna nominate her. She could have the worst food, she could have whatever. I don't think that matters. I think it's
Between nomination and being selected, I think that's what Jill is saying.
I'm saying that if somebody has somebody else nominate them,
It's the same
it could
thing.
be based on other things, other than what this is all about anyway.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to nominate themselves and they're not taking a hard look and the food is bad or the service, whatever, I don't think they're gonna win. Unless they're the only one, in which case, this is not the presidency. It's not that serious.
Right.
We could have a bad year because somebody nominated themselves and somebody timid didn't, and nobody else ran. Are we gonna say, well, since you're the only one and we don't like your food, goodbye? Okay, here, take the award.
So let me ask for the folks who are here, because again, we have to share these out, and we
It
still
ain't
have
that
some
serious,
folks.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I understand. So I'm hearing that self-nominations, you two agree, we can self-nominate. What about you folks? Would we want to put that in here?
I don't have a problem with it. I think discretion, oneself, I mean, it is a community active award. It was given by, it was made up for a person that contributed to the community, which I'm pretty sure she didn't, self-nominate herself, but.
But here's the other thing, isn't this going to the full board anyway?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to spend, if,
Absolutely.
cause at the end of the day,
Right.
this may be a whole nother long debate about that. I think we should, put it out there, be prepared to say things like, I'd nominate Karen for president.
Right. And yes.
And not that she's deserving of president, but she's deserving of my love. So, you know what I'm saying? People do that.
Yes,
We can't stop that from happening.
right,
Either if we don't allow self-nomination.
right, yeah.
Mm.
I think, again, we just have to be, like you said, Joe, we just have to have our ducks in a
Prepared to
row
explain
say,
why, sure,
here's
I
what
don't
we're
have a
gonna
problem
do.
with that, I just wanna go home.
I know.
This is my last 2 cents, because I usually don't like to participate. But just so you know, because elections are coming up soon, you can self-nominate from the floor. You can self-nominate from the board.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Okay, all right, there's that. All right, so I will type this up, reword. I think we're good on this. We'll pass it around, make sure everyone on the committee takes a look before Farah draft that press release.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, you gotta get it out.
Alright,
Students,
what else do we have? Approval of the committee minutes from last time, did everyone get a chance to
Yeah,
look at the
we looked
minutes?
at it.
Are we all good? with
Yeah,
the
we're
minutes?
good with it.
I don't know if you have quorum. Do you have 5 people?
Oh, I got 4.
Four.
Four.
Yeah, so you can't
Four.
vote. You can't vote on the minutes tonight.
Okay. That's right.
Where's everybody at?
Minutes. Alright.
Okay.
Do we need a
Where's
motion?
everybody at?
Motion to
Alright,
adjourn.
motion to adjourn, I think we covered
Motion to-
everything.
Second.
Thank you. Does somebody wanna click that Zoom for me to stop the recording? I would greatly appreciate it.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, ladies.
Okay.
Good night. Oh, Constance, leave my keys on my desk if you don't mind.
Already there, my dear.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you.
Forget.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Bye, Farah.
Good night, everyone.